Which leads me to the news of the day. I talked to the president this morning. He was in good spirits, but obviously, as you can imagine, not happy to be cooped up in the White House for a while. But as the White House press secretary and others have announced today, in fact, he and I also talked business during the course of our discussion this morning. I want to wish him and the First Lady well, and I'm confident he'll be able to get through this and recover nicely.
That doesn't answer the question about you.
I am answering your question. We are following the CDC guidelines. I'm not going to go into have I ever been tested? Yes.
Well, have you been tested?
I'm not going to answer questions about when. We are following the guidelines that we are given by the CDC.
Tell us what kind of tests the president got. Did he get a follow-up PCR test, which is more sensitive? How confirmed is this?
I'm not going to get in exactly what type of test, but as soon as he was assured that he indeed tested positive for COVID-19, within an hour, we put out that information to the American people.
Will you be briefing us daily on his health?
What were those symptoms?
I'm not going to get into the president's symptoms exactly. He's had mild symptoms, but he is hard at work. We're having to slow him down a little bit. He's been on the phone with Senator McConnell, Senator Lindsey Graham, been on the phone with Chief of Staff Mark Meadows talking about emergency declarations for states as well as stimulus. So he's hard at work despite the mild symptoms.
I heard earlier and said that the White House learned that Hope Hicks had tested positive before the president departed for Bedminster for his fundraiser. Why would he still go, knowing there was a positive, whom he had contact with?
It was deemed safe for the president to go. He socially distanced. It was an outdoor event, and it was deemed safe by White House operations for him to attend that event.
When you briefed?
No, I did not know when I briefed that Hope Hicks was positive. I've seen some inaccurate reporting. We encourage you to ask the question before you report, because I had no awareness of Hope. No, not you, but I'm saying others who reported it falsely. I had no knowledge of Hope Hicks' positive test before the briefing.
Our protocols have been in place from day one and remain in place. I'm not wearing a mask right now because I'm talking to you and we're distancing. I tested negative this morning. I get tested every day, and by God's grace, it's been negative the whole time. And of course, we all pray for the First Lady and the President and my pal Hope Hicks. We've said from day one, masking, distancing, testing where applicable. We're doing about 1 million tests a day, if I'm not mistaken, and of course normal hygiene, washing hands. None of that changes. It's proven to work pretty well, and we're keeping that up. There's no change there.
Larry, why not wear a mask out here just to give a good example to everyone?
I'm happy to put a mask on, okay, but we're distancing. It's very hard to talk. You're going to tell me you can't talk.
There are people on TV who look to the administration. They say, hey, look, you guys don't do it. Thank you.
Larry, the news you just reported was news that happened before we learned about the president's condition.
All right, are we good?
I
got my mask on. I just...
You look great.
We distance, including when in the Oval. We distance. I don't wear masks in the office. No, I do not, because the testing is proven negative. But we do distance.
I talked to President Trump this morning. He said hello. First thing I asked about was the First Lady. She's doing good. The President was in good spirits. The first thing he asked me, Terry, how's the hearings going? I said, we're on track. We're going to start October the 12th, and we're going to work hard to get this wonderful, conservative, young lady, talented beyond belief, Amy Barrett, on the Supreme Court.
I want to express my prayers and support to President Trump and First Lady Melania Trump. We know they tested positive. I know how tough and strong of a person President Trump is and how tireless he is. And I know he's going to continue working for the American people. But Jennifer and I surely keep he and the First Lady in our prayers for a quick and speedy recovery, as I join with the chairman in expressing those thoughts.
Let me start by sending my thoughts and prayers for the health and safety of the President and the First Lady after they tested positive for COVID-19. And Joe and I pray that they will quickly recover and make a full recovery. And this is just not a matter of politics. It's a matter of health and respect.
And all of us woke up this morning to the news that the first family and at least one of their close staff members have been diagnosed with COVID-19. And we wish for all of them a speedy and complete recovery. As Americans, we pride ourselves on being the most scientifically advanced nation in the world.
We woke up this morning to the news that the President and First Lady have tested positive for COVID-19. Let me start by saying we wish them a complete and speedy recovery. Politics aside, this is a moment for us to come together, and as we should with every person facing this challenge, and wish them the very best care and the very best results as quickly as possible. Having said that, we now have to advise the President, after he is fully recovered, that he is a person with a pre-existing condition. He has tested positive for COVID-19. He joins at least 6 million Americans in the same category. It won't make a big difference probably in his life or the life of the First Lady moving forward, but it can make a big difference if we are not careful.